Critical Blast, where pop culture gets blasted.
And good evening, everybody. I am RJ Carter, Senior Managing Editor here at CriticalBlast.com. Happy Halloween, as we are gearing into that time of the year where I keep buying this particular brand of candy that I will sit here and eat subconsciously, unconsciously, until I'm unconscious and subconscious and sick. I'm like, every time I'm grabbing it, I'm like, I don't want another one of these as it goes into my mouth automatically. I don't know why I do it. There's cocaine or something in it. It's got to be. No, I'm not going to slander the Brox Company. They make good candy. I just keep eating it, and I don't want to keep eating that much of it. We are going tonight, again, to delve into the world of crowdfunded comics, and tonight we have a newcomer. We have not spoken with this person before. We have Mr. Bleu Riddle with us, and he has a comic book out here on Indiegogo called Gem Heist, Big Bang Buddha. I may have that backwards. It may be Big Bang Buddha and then subtitle Gem Heist, but Bleu is here, and he will set us straight on whether I've got that title forwards, backwards, or sideways. Bleu, how are you doing tonight?
Pretty good. Thanks for having me on.
Glad to do it. So I'm looking at the page here, and I'll share it in just a little bit, but what is the correct title? Is it Gem Heist or?
Yeah, so that would be the first title, and the sub is Big Bang Buddha, because every issue after this, they're encountering a new entity, basically. So.
Got it. So it's a series of gem heists, and each time they encounter somebody, it's going to be somebody like this.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Big Bang Buddha. Now that's going to carry some religious connotations to it. Are we looking at
a little bit? Buddha? So basically, throughout time, there's these forgers, and they take identities that we know of as of right now. So Buddha was one of them. Tesla was another. So is Da Vinci. Those are further down in the series, and then Jesus Christ is one of them also. And these are just, remember, identities for these forgers of the universe that actually hold these gems that make everything run.
That sounds a lot like the Infinity Stones from Marvel.
Yeah, I have heard that, and I actually talked to my co-creator about that. So yeah, it does. It shares some semblances, same space pirates and things like that as well. However, we have a few more twists and turns than that. It's a lot more grandiose, I would say. But we scale it down for the book. It's all digestible. We don't get too deep into the weeds. But
and to be clear, Marvel has no unique grasp on the trope of there are X number of X objects out there that must all be collected together for a quest to be completed. So.
Yeah, and this isn't that case at all. They don't need to be collected, actually. So this story starts out, actually, these pirates, these little space pirates, are just hired to recover what they think is an amulet. So we don't know who's hiring them right now. So once they encounter the actual entity that has this amulet, which is not an amulet, they'll find out, and they find out it's Buddha, who's a forger and is also super powerful. They're going to realize that this is bigger than they've actually anticipated. So that's where kind of the twist comes in. This is not just a normal heist as they normally are used to.
Right. They've got it's somebody far more powerful that's protecting this amulet that they're trying to get. And this looks like the fight scene where they're encountering. I'm assuming this is the Big Bang Buddha here in the middle.
Yeah. So it's the big blue guy right there. We have a few different characters here on the screen. Kelvin is the little green guy right there. Zathura is the blue female right there with the pink outfit. Sierra is there right there with the jean vest. She's the leader of the group. And then Peth is the purple lady right there as well. Mudow is the dark guy behind them. So yeah, they're all banded together. They all met, a certain way. We'll explain that in the first one. In the first episode, and then basically, this is one of the encounters when they realize they're up against this almost unbeatable entity. They're gonna have to figure out what to do.
All right, and these giant black creatures behind them both.
Yeah, so Mudow's on the right hand side. On the left, I'm gonna go ahead and that's another mysterious creature that's in the book. But on the right side is another part of the crew called Murao.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then hanging on to the Buddha's shoulders here.
Yeah, it's if I could just say, it's another mystery character that'll be revealed like later on in kind of towards. We just kind of wanted to give a little, and that's why you can't see the whole character right now as well. It's just kind of like a glimpse. But they play a critical element of part of the story as it progresses.
Gotcha. Yeah, you don't want to give too much away, but he keeps popping up here, and of course, the obvious reference is going to be, Gotham by Gaslight in that character design.
Yeah. So yeah, the artist that I'm working with, he's the creator of this. He has got is Francisco Balam on Twitter it's at Balam Comic. He's got a really unique style. I actually met him. I hired him to do a commission for another book that I was doing, and that's how I met him. And I just like I like the style he goes with here. So
now, is this the first time you guys have crowdfunded a comic?
Not okay. So not my first time. I had successfully crowdfunded one prior to this called Astro, and I need to go. And he did a 24-page version, digital only, of Gem Heist, when it was just called Gem Heist on Kickstarter. And because he could only do digital and he had limited resources, he was only able to do a 24-page digital. So now I got with him. We're teamed up. We're going to finish it, and it's going to be a full 48 in print. For everybody to get a copy of. So that's the biggest difference, and it's the complete first issue now as well.
All right. You got 18 days left on the campaign as it is right now. Is that the first 30, or do you have another 30 available?
No, that's the first 30. Are you talking about as far as extensions and things?
Yeah.
We haven't extended. My last crowdfunding campaign, the Astro, because of the unique kind of elements to it, it took a little bit to get off the ground, but once it did, and I was also able to invite it on another show that helped out a lot. It was really just the exposure. The idea was kind of corny but also solid, and this is really just trying to get this out to people because we're still kind of unknowns in the indie community.
All right, I get that. So I'm guessing you haven't had a lot of exposure for this. I mean, just looking at it purely honestly, you've got 18 days left, your first 30, and you've only got 10% of your goal, which isn't really all that much. So I don't know. Have there been impediments to getting exposure on this?
No, not really. It's just like I said, trying to reach out to different avenues, whether it be Reddit or Facebook or social media or just in person. But once again, like I'm limited to our comic shops have a lot of restrictions here, so I can only limit myself to certain functions there. That's really it. And like I said, our goal is 500. We have pretty decently priced tiers. Like the digital for everything is $8. Also, we have our shipping is low for everybody. It's $3 US and $10 everywhere else across the world. So we try to keep the prices low for what everyone's getting. Our hardened mercenary pack is 20, and that's the basic one. And that's where the claims are right now. So I'm not. Yeah, it's right now. It's just getting the word out and talking more about it. Get everybody used to seeing Gem Heist and Buddha fighting.
So this is the physical copy. The first physical copy went down here. We'll start with that because that's what collectors really like to get into. And this is going to be Gem Heist #1 digital. So you'll get that basically as soon as it fulfills, I guess, because that's just an email, right?
Yeah, basically when we ship it, once we're ready to ship everything, because we don't want necessarily the digital tier to get it prior to other people. Everybody will get it because everybody's getting the digital copy no matter what tier they have. So we'll just send it out immediately and then ship everything immediately after that. So we want to kind of keep it all bunched up. But yeah, so that's an immediate one. That's no problem.
Okay, and then of course there is the print copy of #1, and that's going to come with a 5x7, which is a big postcard size print in holofoil, which is unique for a print. Usually that's reserved for covers, but this is a print of the cover.
Yeah, so we've been doing a little testing with this printer we're going to use, and they generate some really great holofoil and also metal prints. So we may even bump it up higher depending on if we can get how much traction we can get with this. In the last campaign, I was able to bump up things and throw in metal prints to people just because we reached kind of little, the stretch goals and things like that. Oh, yeah. So we're trying to do the same thing for this, if we get to that point.
Well, $3 shipping is not bad for crowdfunding in the first place, and especially for a 48-page story, usually you would expect, like the $10 shipping. What kind of shipping are you using? Because I know a lot of people favor the Gemini mailers, but if you can just keep it an unbendable.
So the Gemini mailers, yep, that's what we're using definitely. I got a bunch in from like I said, my last campaign, so I'm going to be using those for that, and then hopefully we get to use those for this as well, because they provide the best support. Like that's what I've gotten all my crowdfunding, perks in. They come shipped in there, and they're great. So, we're doing that. We're tight on the shipping. But that's one of the things we noticed before I launched the last one. It was that like shipping seemed kind of high, and we even asked around, and it seemed to be kind of a deterrent depending on how much it was. So it's
come down a lot since the early days. I think people are starting to figure out better ways of doing it and cheaper ways of doing it. International is still a hurdle, and I think we'll find a way around that soon enough. Somebody's going to just get creative and crowdfunded distribution network for crowdfunders.
Oh wow, that's not a bad idea, huh?
That's the only way it's going to really work, I think. So you got 22 pages of story, and then you got 10 illustrations by different artists. I'm assuming 10 different artists, or?
Yeah. So in his first campaign, he was able to get several different artists. Like I was not involved in the first part, so he had some connections, and then you can kind of see at the bottom there's 10 artist collaborations: DC Alonso, Edwin Zodovar. So and then he has a few more too.
Did I pass it already? Let me find out if I can find the list of the.
Oh yeah, it's at the bottom past the art. It just says 10 artists collaboration. Yeah, farther down, those are just the rewards. Some of the art from the
up here. So here we go. All right, so we got people who've worked at Valiant, Zenoscope, Heavy Metal. That is some good names here. So there's DC Alonso's art. I know that name.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how he made the connection originally, but I know that he had maybe partnered with them and just had a local connection. I'm not sure, but
sure. You start going to conventions a lot as a beginning artist. You're going to make connections with other artists.
Definitely.
Edwin Zaldivar, I'm not familiar with his work, but I need to get familiar with his work. That's really good stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's Alberto Hernandez. Got the dreads working hard there.
Yeah.
That's three artists. I'm guessing we'll find out who the others are.
Yes. Yeah. So those are already done. Those are, but we just wanted to show a few of them, not necessarily show everything in the.
Yeah, don't give it away.
Definitely. But yeah, like we said, one of the cool things about the printer that we're using, we found we can do different variants. So we try to get some. I know some people like hollow foil or even metal. I got a couple metal samples done, and they look and feel really good. So we have those available. One thing I tried in the last campaign was just selling, because we're numbering everything. So just selling like the number ones in a tier for people that because there's two variants for this comic right now. So basically, they would get both variants with the number one print of each of those because they're all numbered. So we just try the different varieties, and try to keep it as low as possible based on the variant because they get pretty pricey.
Sure. Trying to get back to where I left off here. So that was $20. You get the book, you get the print, you get the digital. And then the next tier down is the $40 tier. This is the Gem Heist team, and you get the print, 5-pack of stickers. I was getting ready to say that. Where'd they go? I passed them now. The character designs laying out here look like they'd make for great die cut sticker designs. I didn't know if that was what you had gone with or.
Yeah, and that's the idea. They cut out pretty well. I mean, they come out pretty well as die cut, so that's why we can include that there. And then this one's just the this is two physical comics plus the digital, and it's the number ones basically. It's the regular covers though, nothing no shininess or anything. It's just a standard cover, but number ones.
All right, and this is the Gem Heist Standard number 1 and Gem Heist Buddha number 1. So this Gem Heist Standard, this is the first book that he put out.
Okay, no, sorry. So the standard variant. So on the left-hand side, it's the picture of the ensemble cast of them with the leader at the front. with the purple background, and then he recently made a wraparound cover. Basically, that main image is going to be the wraparound cover for the second variant. So it's a full-on battle on 2 pages, sprawled out. So
okay, so 2 versions of number 1.
yes, yeah.
What's coming here with the $40 one, plus the 5x7 holofoil, plus the 5-pack of stickers. And the stickers here, I don't want to confuse anybody when I talk about the die cut possibility. These are the stickers here, the square cut ones.
Yeah, but like the one, I see what you're saying on the one in the image. It looks like, yeah. So I mean, once again, we look at that's good feedback, and then both would actually be kind of cool because yeah.
Well, I always look at die cut stickers if it's a possibility, because I just I'm so used to getting them from like Sticker Mule. They do die cut acrylic, they do die cut stickers. This is from Jim Balance Tarot, which is the Black Rose Kickstarter that he did. And I don't get anything from Sticker Mule, but I use them all the time. I know a lot of people who do. A lot of people who do crowdfunding do it because they make interesting and very cheap tchotchkes that make good throw-ins with your giveaways and stuff. This
awesome.
I don't know if you've ever used them or not, but I definitely recommend them.
Actually, they come up my search a lot when I'm looking for custom stickers, so will probably go. I never ordered a sample or anything from them, but it sounds like a good idea to go ahead and do that.
Yeah, I recommend them. They do the the stickers, and we have. Just go ahead and show it now. We have the 3-inch holofoil stickers that we give out all the time, and we bring them up on our streams, and we tell people that they can get 2 of them sent to their house if they send a self-addressed stamped envelope to Critical Blast at 1097 Prestwick Drive, Belleville, Illinois 62221. That also makes me undoxable because I dox myself all the time. I'm terrible at that.
Yeah, be careful with that.
So the next level here is the Custom Pirate Digital. Now, what are we getting here? Custom Pirate Digital.
Okay, so the idea behind this is if somebody doesn't want
things.
Oh, sorry, am I coming through?
No, I keep double clicking. It tries to make me buy it right now. My credit card information's on that page. Don't go there yet.
Oh yeah, careful. So the idea behind the digital is for those people that want to maybe support the book, but not worry about physical or shipping or just don't like touching things. So the digital is they get the digital book, but we're also actually turning them into one of the crew. So they're getting almost like a custom commission of themselves. So what we'll do is if they pledge on this, we'll send them a survey after. Basically, you get basic options, about 8 to 10 different options. Based off of that and your likes, we'll go ahead and craft one of the crew here, one of the pirates or the Buccaneers. So that's that idea. And you'll get a digital copy of full on, high res. You can print it on your own. Things like that. But the whole idea of this is for those people who want to avoid any kind of physical products. So,
okay, I suppose that's there are people who want to do that. I've not run into any comic book collectors who specifically want digital only. But
yeah, well, exactly. And like I said, it's just an option. We don't we're testing it if anything.
All right, it doesn't hurt to try. I mean, it's just an option, like you said. Now the tireless corsets, $50. Heavy metal numbered. What's that mean?
So this is a metal cover. It's a metal stock that the printer has, and it's very durable. So this is all the metals will be numbered. So this is one of those, and then they get the digital, the stickers, and then now as you can see, the 5x7 is a metal print now, not just the holofoil. So
what's the difference between holofoil and metal? I mean,
metal is
cover. Is that like chromium?
Yeah. So the holofoil is just like you've seen in the standard comics. It's the sheen and whatnot. But this metal print is actually metal. It's a chunk of metal. I was actually surprised when I got the sample back, but it's printed so well, like it doesn't even everything pops. It's hard to explain other than it's a physical piece of metal you're getting back. So with the
unbendable. Or is
it barely flexes. The flex is very low on this.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm really happy to hopefully somebody will get these or whatever. But yeah, the samples came out great.
I don't think I've ever seen one done like that. Now that's That's an unusual one. Oh, Bap, I missed you in the chat. Sorry I didn't say hi to you, but appreciate you popping in here. Bap's one of our regulars, comes to see who we're talking to every night.
Hi.
So let's see here. I'm just hung up on that metal thing. That's so unusual.
Yeah, they got on the trading card size prints, so that's even better because I just got a few more of those in. I did that for the last campaign, and they're one-sided, but like if you have like a white background and it's like it's like a PNG main image or something, those come out great. But then if you just have all color, it's like I said, it's pretty neat once you get it because from all angles, it's just a different kind of view of it, so it's cool.
Yeah. Okay, next level here is the Honorary Pirate. This is you're only having 16 of these available. You get the print copy of Gem Heist #1 with your choice of metal cover variant, 5x7 holofoil print, digital copy, 5-pack of stickers, and music. You're the third person I've seen this month who's offering music with their book.
Yeah, so this is something Francisco tried in the last one, and some people seem to like it, so we're just including it here again. And the biggest difference between this and the others, other than the music, is the comic-based sponsorship. So once again, it's like you're getting if you're going to pledge this amount, we're thanking you for helping. Also, you're basically sponsoring one of the pages, so your name will be like sponsored by whoever pledges this. This is just another option. It's not you don't get anything really much other than that. It's just a bigger thank you, basically, and your name's going to be in print for ever. So.
Yeah. So this is more than just the here's a list of people who pledged to help us get the book done. You're saying they're actually this specific page is sponsored by this specific person.
Yeah, just like wings at an art museum. This is their wing. That's why we only limit to the 16. So this is their their props. So
very cool. That's another thinking outside the box kind of deal there. So this is again the metal variant, that heavy metal version. And they get to sponsor a page.
Yes.
That's advertising. I'm going to guess that it's going to be more than $3 to ship the heavier package. I don't know if you've weighed that out or not yet.
Yeah, no. So so we've priced everything accordingly to compensate for that. So there's all the shipping, even on the larger ones, we're still keeping it consistent, 3 and 10, no matter which package.
Very cool. Very cool. $50, not a bad deal there. You can write that off on an advertising budget if you're like a comic shop or something, or a website, and you sponsor it in the name of your shop.
Oh, that's a good idea.
King of the Seven Seas. This is now. What are we getting? What are we getting here for $90?
So this one right here. This is the you're getting both metal covers now, both metal variants of the Gem Heist. You're getting. It says Chrome Hall 4 print, but including this is the metal print as well. So you're getting all those, and then the 5-pack of stickers.
Okay, so both books will have unbendable metal covers, the 5-pack of stickers, the digital, and the 5x metal print.
Okay, so to clarify, sorry, you mentioned the unbent. Okay, so the metal print has the low flux. The metal print, the actual art print, the cover itself would have the metal, but it's still got it. I wouldn't say the flux is the same as the metal actual art print. Sorry, just to clarify.
Got it.
So yeah, I wouldn't say the comic is unbendable. That's not. I don't want to. That'd be great. But
that would be cool.
Let me look into that actually.
Because that's what I was thinking. It would be heavy, with the metal covers.
It'll be heavy with the 2 pieces of metal because I was 3 in this case because it'll have almost like a thinner film of metal versus the thicker metal for the print.
You're going to be setting off all the magnet detectors at the post office when this goes out.
Oh, great. I hope they don't get stopped. Oh, jeez.
It'll just be running under magnets and actually go clunk and get stuck to the top of the conveyor belt. And finally, we got this big top tier here. This is Creator God of the Universe for $200, which is not bad to be Creator God.
Yeah. So this is the biggest tier. This is another option. We're only limited to 5. So right now the book is already half of it's already completely done. And the others it's already ready to go. And we the way we have the shipping in January, we have everything I have everything timelined out, so everything is finished on time. We deliver on time. So what this is people, if you pledge this tier, and like we'll know. I mean, it's only 18 days away. You'll get a survey. You're actually going to be drawn. You're like unlike the kind of like the digital one, the digital custom pirate one that I explained earlier. Where they get basically that will be this, but they'll be in the story. They'll actually be in this one, not number 2, because a lot of people say you're going to be in the second one. But we have our workflow down to where we can get them in time and in the book, and then to the printer still on time. So up to 5 people we have spots for. But if we don't, we have 5 other people that we've created. So it's not like we can still complete the story.
So the difference between the two, as I understand it, the custom pirate is you're helping design a character.
Yeah. Based on your survey input, like we'll give you even down to like still hobby, favorite color, what things specific, and then we'll go into the space. We have some space questions. So based off of all that, we'll come up, and we have the creative freedom, because keep in mind we have to have the character kind of fit into the world, So, but once again, we get pretty close. I personally have done a custom characters before in another campaign, and it worked out really well. Like there was creatures in this case, but different little creatures. But the creatures actually got their own book eventually and everything. So,
but and then at this level, in contrast to that, it's actually you being put into the book. You're going to be standing in the crowd somewhere, and you're going to say, "Yes, that's me. I'm not a creature. I'm not a modified pirate."
Oh, okay. So that's going to be an option. We're going to let people decide. Do you want to be in it, or do you want to? Because either way, it can work. And we didn't want them just to be in the background either, because that's another thing. They're actually going to be part. Like they're not going to affect the plot, but they're going to be in there a little more than just standing in the background. So that's why we only did 5, because we have it framed out right now to where they can actually interact with the main characters, not just, we don't want them just hanging out in the background and watching a fight.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, we want to give a little more than normal.
So you might say, duck, run, hey, look out, something like that. Probably not so much as, hi, my name's RJ, you want to go out with me? Something like that. It would be. Yeah,
or maybe somebody, the little green alien, maybe one of these characters pushes them out of the way, right as something is about to happen, and he thanks them. I don't know. Like that, so there's a lot of those possibilities there. I don't want to give those away exactly, but like what we have for in store for these people that pledge this.
So I'm just going to scroll through here and take a look at some of the art. Now, is this going to be a book in color, or is this going to be a grayscale?
So this is going to be the covers and stuff are all full color, and then the inside is just crisp black and white images. So he can do color and black and white, but for this one he chose black and white, and I think it's coming out great. So he's going to stick with that for the whole 48 pages.
Oh yeah, I mean this grayscale is great here. You would lose a lot of that if you tried to color it. It would just kind of, sometimes color's not the best thing for a book.
Yeah, exactly. And just to note a couple add-ons. We use the add-on feature for Indiegogo, so people, if they want like a big poster of the standard cover, a big poster of the Big Bang Buddha cover, those are available. One of my contributions, because I said like I'm coming in after and just kind of helping him finish that first one. I went ahead and scripted a 6-page comic that it's called Bark Bite Battle. That's on the page 2. It features this private investigator named Apollo. He's a former drug sniffing dog, but basically it's in the Gem Heist world, but it's just kind of a little comic short that introduces Apollo.
There they are. I was looking for those add-ons. We got them. All right, so you can got posters here. You can pick the standard cover or the Big Bang Buddha cover. And here's the fight battle you're talking about.
Yeah, so I really hope we make our goal, because I want to see this. Either way, I'm gonna go forth and I'll print it on my own, a couple copies. But I really want to see Bark Bite Battle in print. What's cool is, we're offering it as an add-on print copy for 10. We're one of our stretch goals. I think I actually listed it was going to be giving a digital copy of this away. So hopefully we can get, that's first have to make our first goal, and then we'll worry about the stretch ones. But yeah, so that's gonna be a fun one to read.
Gotcha. And here you're talking about the interior. It is 22-page comic, but it's 48 pages total, given the pinups and the sketches. So
yes, and we also have a padding there as well, because we, like I said, if those the thing is the 5 characters will be in there anyway, but for those 5 character areas, we wanted a little more flexibility. So it's going to be 40 pages no matter what. And if we have to bump it up to include a couple more to fit anything, we will. That's not a problem. We factored in that in our budget. If we have to go, to 52, say.
All right. And it's from Bleu Comic. And I saw that he's available. He's had contact information down here on Fiverr. We have gone out to Fiverr for folks before, so that's a viable. I haven't seen anybody go out there for comic artists, but
no, yeah, he's got his information because he has his reviews as well. Kind of just give some credibility to his name and things. He's got a lot more than I do. He has podcasts that he runs in different languages. He's on his side of the world. He's a little more known than I think on our side. But he's got stellar reviews, and his work ethic and flow is great. Like even for the commission that I hired him for, just working with him on this is it's great. There's no pretty transparent. Transparency is the key, I think, with this partnership.
Is that how you two came into contact through his Fiverr account?
No, I did a commission. I just randomly contacted him. I was looking at all people doing commissions on Twitter, and I was just started messaging them, asking them, their prices and kind of what I was looking for. And then I came across him. He understood my concept, and then went with it, and it's outstanding. So that's how it started.
All right. Yeah, I'm just glad to see other people using Fiverr now, because every time I talk about, hey, we use Fiverr for something, you're like, why are you going to Fiverr? I'm like, we went out there for our book cover.
Oh wow!
And we just published this a few months ago. This is this year's anthology, and it's available out on Amazon right now from Critical Blast Publishing. We found the cover artists out on Fiverr. We're very, very happy with what they did, and we will be using them again for the next anthology.
Oh, that's awesome! Yeah, I've used them for a couple of logos before in the past, like a couple of years ago, and they're really good. I like the resource in the marketplace, how it works.
Yeah, and in fact, I didn't even think about it, but the sticker logo, the banner behind us, the whole site logo was another Fiverr artist that we had commissioned 6 years ago. I liked her work and told her what we were looking for, and she turned in not only did she turn in the stellar color version here, but she gave us a solid black version and a solid white version, so that we could, get monochromatic watermarks and windshield stickers and stuff like that. That would, white on black or black on white, whichever way we wanted to do it.
Nice.
So what is is this going to happen no matter what? I mean, this is not a flexible goal. This is a fixed goal. So it does have to hit 500 or it doesn't happen, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it has to hit 500. Yeah. So we had to the flexible is a great option, but we really wanted to get a certain amount of be able to print a certain amount of comics also. So we have maybe a little bit extra in stock for convention or whatnot.
Sure, we have them again.
Yeah, regardless whether we make the goal, we're not going to stop creating. We're going to finish it. We'll probably print a couple copies. We'll have a digital, so it's not going to hinder us. But that'd be great if we can use this as a stepping stone to help us out, and then get the word out on this and get people interested in it. If they, if it's something they,
people just relaunch again if it doesn't work the first time. They tweak what didn't work and come back. Like after holiday. This is from what I've watched the last 2 years of watching crowdfunders and reporting on them. This is the time of year that's the hardest to start crowdfunding, because people start looking at Christmas, and apparently they don't shop crowdfunding comic books for their Christmas presents.
Good point.
So they start tying their money up in other places. But then right after that, there's like this huge explosion again. I have to graph that out sometime and see if I can find the data on that, rather than just my anecdotal observation. See if I can prove it somehow. But this is all space opera, pirates. If you were to, if somebody would ask you to compare it to some larger project that they might be familiar with, say like, give me your elevator pitch on Gem Heist.
I wouldn't want to say. If you want to go like what meets what, I guess it is close to the Infinity War type thing, but it meets religion. It's a lot much larger, lot more, much bigger because of the entity involved being Buddha and all of his other forgers and things. It's just a it's a band of space pirates. They just happen to be stealing from the wrong person in the universe, which is in this case is Buddha, and now they have to face the consequences and figure out what to do.
All right. I get a strong Starjammers vibe from it too. From the X-Men.
Gotcha. Yeah, I could see. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
But that could just be because it's space and pirates. So
yeah, and like when when he approached me about helping him with this, I every time I think of something new, or I think of something new for myself, like an idea, I'm Googling the heck out of it. Any kind of variation, kind of going to forums, because I'm really paranoid about accidentally myself taking something that maybe something is trying to do indie or mainstream, because I'm not into the I'm not well cultured with a lot of things, unfortunately. But so I Google it. So it's the same thing with him. I kind of had some ideas, back and forth. I said, I suggested putting the tagline "Big Bang Buddha" kind of draw attention to the fact that this is a big battle. This isn't necessarily just a normal, gem heist type thing. But yeah, I can definitely see the similarities you're mentioning. But yeah, so.
Well, there's nothing with similarities either, though. I mean, there's nothing that's truly unique. I mean, this is unique enough as it is. I'm not saying that this is, anything. But you talk about things like, hey, he's a kid who wears these glasses and he's kind of nerdy and he finds out he's a wizard. Well, are you talking about Harry Potter, or are you talking about Tim Hunter, or are you talking all the way back to E.B. White or T.H. White and Once and Future King kind of thing? It's all been done at some level or another.
Yeah. And me personally, I really love space. Like the last project that just got funded a couple months ago was space based. This not any related, nowhere near this thing at all. It's just about, it follows a female astronaut going to the moon and stuff. But yeah. So anyway, so space in general, I love it. It's endless. It's
Have you done conventions before with your previous works?
So I have with my earlier works. I have not that I'm going to mention that. I don't want to mention them here really, but I've made some children's books. So I have some convention experience with those. I have no convention experience with these my new books yet. They're more. The last one I did is more of adults, more mature. I don't know if I would even be allowed at a convention with that. This Buddha would be more appropriate for a convention, like a public convention.
Yeah. I guess I've not been to those conventions. I've been to like Wizard World. We have a booth there, and I don't know what wouldn't be allowed at Wizard World, because I was across the aisle from the gay space pirates. They weren't space pirates. I'm sorry, just gay pirates.
Okay. So okay.
So you can probably make the bigger conventions.
Yeah, I don't know, because there's quite a lot of revealing things in the other one. So I don't know. Like once again, I don't know what the level is here. I have no level of censorship. It's art, so whatever.
Exactly. I mean, yes. Some of the smaller town conventions, I know I've attended some of those where they would be like, hey, there's kids running around the convention, which there are the bigger conventions too. But if you're displaying something that's going to have something, obviously put a sticker over it, or a piece of paper rather. But
oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, even in that campaign specifically, the Astro one, we had the bars over everything, and making it clear this was adult content inside once you get into the story. So
yeah.
But this one, no. This one's pretty for all ages, I would say. I mean, there's violence, but as far as there's no nudity or anything like that.
Oh yeah, I didn't even see the hint of that in here. I didn't imply that at all. But now, these three characters. This is be a part of Team Gem Heist, and I just want to make sure that these characters in the book, because they're not your main characters. I haven't seen them in any of the other pictures. I just see them here, and this is that custom pirate thing. Are these examples of custom pirates that you've done?
Yeah, so on these are examples that he did with a digital version. So when he did the digital on Kickstarter, these were actual based on their answers and what they gave him. This is what he created. That's who those are. They're little characters.
Because I'm looking at this first one here, I'm like, I know that name. I don't think that's maybe not the same one, but it sure has the mustache. The Dan Frega mustache.
Dan Frigga. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, so I'm not. I know those aren't in the book. Those are just like from where he did his digital.
Giving an example of here's how I do the custom characters based on things you give me feedback. So these are all they're all cool looking.
Yeah.
Right. Go ahead.
Oh no. So they are cool. And then one of the good things is, like I said, if we can if they're, because he's building them based on in the world, they could be, and we even let them know, they could be shown up. They could show up in another issue, possibly. Just like, hey, they're part of the world now. Are you okay? Just so they know they might see the character, which some of them actually prefer that. They're like, oh, this is cool. I have an actual character in this whole series now. It's
Yeah, it's cool until the movie gets made, and then they start knocking on your door and say, hey, yeah, my character showed up in your movie.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that'd be a good problem, right?
That'd be a very good problem. That you have to cut somebody a check.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
So for everybody watching in the chat, this is Gem Heist is the series. This particular episode of it is Big Bang Buddha. Try saying that 3 times fast. They are interplanetary space pirates, and they're assigned to steal a gem, and the gem happens to be held by Buddha, which they were not expecting, and they're stealing from the wrong person. Entry level on this is not all that high. It's a $20 entry for the main, for the physical book, along with the 5x7 holofoil, and you get the digital copy as soon as it all is done. What's this certificate here I keep looking at that I keep passing by? Digital certificate. So
okay. Yeah. So this is a certificate that he came up with for the first one. Basically, it's just it takes a lot to send an email. So it's like, hey, thank you for contributing. Basically, you get this one. You'll get this right around the time you pledge, kind of confirming your pledge, and also, hey, he did this for the digital comic, and people seem to. It's a small gesture. It's
sure.
Not it's like the digital image, but just kind of like, hey, thank you for believing in this enough to pledge. Hopefully we make it. Things like that.
All right. So. The goal on this one is not all that of a stretch. I mean, it's a $500 goal. I think that's almost the minimum goal you could even think of to have a comic book printed. 10% of it is funded. I would say more like 10.2% of it is funded. 18 days left to go. Are you planning on going into an extension?
I haven't talked about it. We thought about it. We'll see. I'm not. Once again, I want to focus on the next 18 days, not really after, because then we might not have to even think about it in the next 3 days, possibly. So I'm not gonna worry myself with that. But
sure.
Yeah, it's a viable option. But yeah.
All right. Well, everybody who's looking at this, if this is something that you feel like you're interested in, it looks like a lot of adventure, a lot of space piracy going on, unique cast of characters, female centric, which is what the public says they want.
Well, yeah. So I mean, just
not centric.
Yeah.
Cast. But,
well, yeah, they are from all different parts of the universe. So who knows? They all have, there's some of these. There's the green one's kind of with a funny guy in the group, so he'll have a lot of weird humor from his universe. So.
All right. The link to this is on Indiegogo. It is the first thing you'll see in the description below. I encourage you all to go down there and click on that. Again, the entry point for a physical copy is less than, what you see on most of your other crowdfunding campaigns. $20. The shipping on the physical copy domestically in the U.S. is $3. $10 for overseas, which is still a deal because I've got 3 books over here that cost me $26 a piece to ship overseas. And yeah, the overseas thing is going to keep biting us on crowdfunding. Figured out. I think the only thing that's going to somehow we've got to find a way to send it in bulk to one location overseas and then have it dispersed from there and see if that doesn't cut the cost down, because it's a lot cheaper to ship 50 books in one package than 50 books in 50 packages.
Yeah, it's a good idea. That central distribution point. I like that.
But then you've got to find somebody on that end who will, you could have them all in the Gemini mailers ready to go with their labels on them and then put them in a shipping box and send that to somebody whose job it would then be to post them from wherever you pick them up at.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I don't know how that would work, but it would have to be cheaper at some level. That's something to crunch numbers on. I'll have to think about that.
You just got to find a trustworthy, link over there.
That's the thing. I mean, I know that John Malin is crowdfunding his own distribution center kind of deal for domestic here in the U.S. So if we get somebody in Europe who starts doing the same thing, who understands the industry, who understands how they've got to be shipped, and who's trustworthy. 7 continents. We need 7 people.
There you go.
Be the hub for distribution of crowdfunded comics in your country if you set it up and you work it successfully. So, Bleu, is there anything about the series that I should have asked that you've been wanting to talk about and I haven't created an opportunity for it?
No, I mean, I talked about it earlier on about how this is just like the first one of many, and then the fact that the other forgers, I'm excited to get into the actual other forgers other than Buddha. Like I mentioned, like Tesla earlier and Da Vinci, because what's great is we get to like all of their accomplishments and things kind of carry over to their special powers. So we're going to see like a supercharged Tesla. They're all clever. Da Vinci, they're going to be very formidable opponents. And that's what I'm actually really excited. This is that lily pad to those other things. So
gotcha. Now you call them forgers, and I know why you call them forgers because I know what to forge something means. Does anybody ever misunderstand that? Because there's another term for forgers that comes to mind most of the time when people think of that.
Are you referring to like forgery or something?
Yeah, like counterfeiters.
Oh yeah, no. Well, nobody's asked that yet. Actually, that's a good point. No, I don't. I hope not. I mean, I hope it's pretty clear that they're not like. What? That'd be an interesting twist.
Yeah,
but the universe is just a fake. I mean,
you're all living in the fake universe that we've made to look like the real one.
Oh yeah, no, that sounds like a good side story there. I might have to take that.
And why'd you think they called us forgers all this time?
Yeah, nothing's real. But
that would be a Matrix twist on the whole thing.
Yeah, it definitely would. Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, Bleu, I appreciate you being on the show here. Best of luck with the campaign. We will link this out on our Twitter feeds both tonight and tomorrow to get people to come out here and view this through and hopefully click through the link and get in here and fund it. I don't see what the holdup would be on this one. It's such a low goal, other than, like I said, the time of year.
So real quick, you have one more minute for me or no? Sorry. One thing I think, and maybe you can give me feedback on this, is so like I said, we just had with another creator had a successful campaign a month ago. That's being shipped out December on time. I was from what I'm reading now on Twitter, I don't know if it's a thing of like, okay, he just finished a campaign, now he's starting a new one. However, my progress, I don't think creative progress should stop, especially since this is another creator. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on that if you have a moment?
That will go away once people get the book that you're shipping in December.
Okay.
Because if that was your first book and they haven't got it yet in their grubby little mitts,
yeah,
and you're doing another one, even though you've got it ready to go and it's shipping in December, they're still like, hey, wait a second now. But, once they've got that one, they'll come back and look at this one. Unfortunately, that will be December, and another 30 days beyond this one they'll be right at the end of this one.
Yeah.
So maybe if you'd waited a month before launching this one, not stop the creative process. You spend that whole month saying, we're getting ready to launch this. Get the newsletter page up.
Gotcha.
You have to advance on that. That way you can have your Indiegogo prepared in advance, and it'd be ready to launch, but it's not launching the minute you open the page. It's just collecting the email addresses.
Good point.
And then you'd have had people being with books in hand and the goal and the campaign going on. So,
gotcha.
But yeah, once they've got your first product, they know you deliver. The third project won't have nearly as much of a problem. It's all reliability and history and following up on your promises.
I understand. Okay, great. Yeah, thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Not a problem. Folks, we appreciate you all coming by in the chat. Do click on the link and go down and visit Bleu's comic book here on Indiegogo. There's a lot of pages there to look through. I think the interiors are some very interesting artwork here, and I think you'll enjoy this adventure. So with that, we're going to sign out for the night, and tomorrow night I want to just give you a preview of what's coming this week. Tomorrow night, we will be having Dave Swartz on here with his Patreon comic book, a totally different way of distributing material, Confederate Monster. And then Tuesday night, we will be having Cthulhu Invades Oz, a comic book anthology that I'm particularly excited to learn more about. We don't have anybody slated for Thursday night yet, or for Wednesday night yet. So if you have a comic book that you want to crowdfund, hit us up in our DMs at Critical Blast on Twitter. And then finally, Thursday, we will have Jimmy Gownley from Amelia Rules on here talking about his new Scholastic graphic novel, 7 Good Reasons Not to Grow Up. It's going to be a lot of work this week. We will not be streaming Halloween night, so we will not have a show then. I'm going to stay up till midnight with my just turned 13-year-old son and watch the scariest movies we can and eat candy. So, Blue, thanks for coming on. Appreciate you sharing your comic book with us. And
Thanks again.
See you in the funny pages.